Today we are bringing you into the world of tofu. So I think I started eating tofu maybe like 10 years ago. I was kind of nervous about it because it's a foreign thing to me. It's nothing that I grew up with. It tastes like nothing. So it really depends on what you make. It's gonna absorb the flavors, but there are so many different kinds of tofu out there. We're gonna do one dish with silken tofu that's gonna be in this luxurious broth. This is what they do if you go to a restaurant and get agadashi tofu. That's one of Hannah and I's favorite dishes. This is the tofu they use for that. It's super creamy, silky, so amazing. For the salt and pepper, or the crusted sesame is super firm. It's really, there's hardly any liquid in here at all, and they are all zero Weight Watcher points. Calories are different though, and protein is different too. Take for example the silken tofu. This only has
they're both 5 servings.
Yeah, this only has 4 grams of protein per serving. This has 14 grams per serving, so this is a little bit more. And then in here, this is what I'm gonna do my stir fry with. You can't tell what's in here right now, but this is the firm. This has been pressing for 24 hours. And when you press tofu, all you're doing is taking the liquid out. I replaced the paper towels every few hours before I went to bed, but you can see how much liquid is coming out of that. And that's gonna it's gonna help absorb the flavors in our stir fry. And that's what it looks like. See, almost all the water's out of it. I just want to squeeze it.
It is satisfying.
Yeah. So
if you're new here or you keep returning, thank you so much for watching. As always, the easiest way to support us is by watching this video, liking, subscribing, and giving us a comment below. Now let's get into the video. I totally get that tofu is just one of those things that you either love or hate. It is definitely something that I think you have to get adjusted to, but it really doesn't have any flavor on its own. It's going to absorb whatever flavors you put on it or with it. So it is really a blank canvas, which is why it's perfect for so many things. And on Weight Watchers, it is 0 points, which is incredible. And it's a great protein source if you're not a huge meat eater, and or if you're just looking to bulk up other dishes. So here we have our sesame crusted tofu. This one is basically just a crispy crust on the tofu, and then it's going to get dipped in whatever sauce you like. So we're mixing together our little like breading here. You can also dip the tofu into almond milk if you want to get like just a little bit more moisture in there. It's not necessary, and ours was still a little bit wet, so we were able to just toss it into the bowl and get all of that breading and cornstarch and sesame seeds on there, which is what's going to help get our nice crispy crust. Giving it a good press on each side just to make sure that everything is fully sticking. We're going to put this on like a medium-high pan with some avocado oil spray. And then we also paired it with some blistered sugar snap peas, which is just one of our favorites. If you get them in a nice hot pan, they just blister right away. And then we decided to make like a sweet and spicy sauce with the Ying sweet and sour, as well as some chili garlic oil. You could also use sambal leek if you have it, or just omit it if you're not really a spicy person. But we're just going to give these a couple minutes on each side to really crisp up. You want to watch the heat because you don't want it too high so that the sesame seeds burn. But when you give it a couple minutes on each side, it's going to turn out super golden, crispy all around, and perfect for whatever you dip it in.
if this is the first time you're trying tofu, start with this one. This is black and white sesame, crispy coated tofu. I'm so excited about this one. It's crunchy on the outside, creamy on the inside. We made a dipping sauce with some sweet and sour sauce. It's spectacular. It's crunchy, it's creamy with the dipping sauce, and then for veg on the side, we just did some sugar snap peas. I could eat this for dinner any night of the week and be very, very happy.
As someone who doesn't like a lot of meats or regular proteins, I really look to tofu to fill the gaps in a lot of things that I make myself at home. My mom and I have said it before and we'll say it again, that stir fries are such a great way to enjoy eating your vegetables, and we're able to do like fridge clean outs and just use what we have on hand for a quick and easy meal when we make stir fries. Adding tofu is just another way to bulk up the protein a little bit and also add some extra textures in there. And really, because tofu is so versatile and doesn't taste like much on its own, the texture is really what we're going for, if you can see the pattern in these recipes, because it's just going to take on whatever flavor you put with it. So we're just crisping up, making each side golden here, just like we did in the last. This time we're using Ying's General Tso's sauce. Her whole line is delicious. We talk about it all the time, super low in Weight Watcher points and calories. But once we get the tofu nice and crispy, all we're doing is adding our veggies. Feel free to use whatever you love. We have zucchini, carrots, some bok choy here, sugar snap peas again, and then we're just drizzling our sauce over, getting it nice and combined. This is not going to make our tofu soggy as long as you just wait till the last couple minutes or so to add in your sauce. Here's a close-up of that sauce, and then pair it with whatever you want. You don't have to pair it with anything. We love to do rice or some like udon noodles, but this is incredible and such a staple. Aside from agadashi tofu, I had never had silken tofu like at home. I don't know why. I think I didn't know what to do with it, and it's so fragile. As you can see here, even taking it out of the package, I broke a little piece off. So you do have to be really gentle with it. And, but I had never made it at home, and I think I was just intimidated. I actually on TikTok found this girl who basically just made a similar sauce, and all you do is steam or microwave your tofu just like I had. You cut it up however big size you want, and then you're going to make your sauce. This is usually I'm going to add minced garlic to this, but we had run out. So there is no minced garlic in this video, but it's just a combination of like chili crisp, oyster sauce, soy sauce, some rice vinegar, and a little bit of whatever sweetener you like. You're just going to get a good mix of all the flavors. It's going to be super salty, but a little sweet, a little spicy. And then you get like a really good umami flavor from the oyster sauce. You just mix everything up. This literally takes less than 5 minutes. I warmed the tofu in the microwave for 1.5 minutes just to get it warmed through. Again, it's super fragile, so you're just going to want to keep it on whatever plate that you cut it on, because it's going to be really hard to transport it if you try to do anything with it after that point. All you're going to do is mix your sauce ingredients up, and then really the only thing that has points in this recipe for Weight Watchers is the chili crisp, which is otherwise, if you don't even want to add this spice, this is all 0 points. Which is wild to me, but it's so creamy. It has the same texture as like a soft yolk egg, and over rice, this is just like the best flavor combination and textures combined. I honestly think that I prefer the texture of silken tofu just because it is so creamy, and I've also seen people use silken tofu in recipes to kind of add a moisture factor in like muffins and also add some protein to those things. But 10 out of 10, highly recommend. Don't be scared. This was such an easy dish and so tasty.
It's not so hot.
Wow, I love the vinegar. So if this is your first time trying tofu, I hope you try one of these 3 recipes and just widen your horizons on a really good source of protein. It's very flexible. There's so many things you can do with it. So if you guys like this video and want to see more of it, please like and subscribe and tell us that we're amazing. Thank you. Bye.